Progress.
Good morning, dear friends. A short poem by Kim Stafford. Champion the enemy's need. Ask about your enemy's wounds and scars. Seek their hidden cause of trouble. Feed your enemy's children. Learn their word for home. Repair their well. Learn their sorrow's history. Trace their lineage of the good. Ask them for a song. Make tea. Break bread. Champion the enemy's need. Kim Stafford. Ask about your enemy's wounds and scars. Seek their hidden cause of trouble. Feed your enemy's children. Learn their word for home. Repair their well. Learn their sorrow's history. Trace their lineage of the good. Ask them for a song. Make tea. Break bread. The very first light is up now. It's almost enough to, I guess everything's still black. All the shadows are completely black. Have a little dog wanting something here. Come here. What do you want? So we woke up again. Did you notice the first moment of self-reflective consciousness this morning? I'm back. Among the, 40 years ago, 35 years ago, when I was in Burma briefly to meet Tangpulu Sayadaw, one question he asked me every day in my interview was, did you fall asleep on an in-breath or an out-breath? And did you wake up on an in-breath and an out-breath every day? And how many bites of lunch did you have yesterday? Are you awake? Are you practicing? So here we are. Let's do the ancient training. We already made some important decisions today. One, to come and be supportive with community. That's pretty big. So let us take the posture of our awakening here underneath the Bodhi tree. Let's not put awakening off. fact. A very famous teaching from the Buddha. The wanderer Bahia. Thus have I heard. The wanderer Bahia stopped the Buddha on the street in Savatthi and said, "Venerable Sir, you are the Shramana Gotama. Your Dharma is famous throughout the land. Please teach me that I may understand the truth." The Buddha replied, "We are on our arms around, Bahia. This is not the right time. Life is uncertain, Venerable Sir. We never know when we're going to die. Please teach me the Dharma." The dialogue repeats itself 3 times. 3 times over, the Buddha says the same things, and Bahia responds in the same fashion. Finally, the Buddha says, "When a Tathagata, a one such gone, as he referred to himself, when a Tathagata is pressed 3 times, he must answer. Listen carefully, Bahia, and attend to what I say. In the seen, there is only the seen. In the heard, there is only the heard. In the sensed, there is only the sensed. In the cognized, there is only the cognized. Thus, you should see that indeed there is no thing here. This, Bahia, is how you should train yourself. Since, Bahia, there is for you in the seen only the seen, in the heard only the heard, in the sensed only the sensed, in the cognized only the cognized, and you see that there is no thing here, you will therefore see that indeed there is no thing here. And you see that there is no thing here, no self, and you will see that you are therefore located neither in the world of this, nor in the world of that, nor in any place betwixt the two. This alone is the end of suffering." Upon hearing these words, Bahia was immediately awakened. Moments later, he was killed by a runaway cow. So he was right. Life is uncertain. Later, Bahia was awarded the title of the disciple who understood the teachings the most quickly. In the seen, only the seen. No seer is to be found. In the sitting, only the sitting. No sitter is to be found. In the tasting, only the taste. No taster is to be found. And so we come together, pilgrims of the awakening. We come and sit right here, right now. And we might call to mind the refuges. I take refuge in the Buddha, in the Dharma, and in the Sangha. And each breath is a beacon, an invitation to live life fully, fully awake, fully present. Of course, there may well be thoughts. There might be emotions. There might be a lot of desire, wanting, craving. Or there could be just a subtle sense of dissatisfaction and wanting something. Or wanting not, disliking. The mind could be restless or it could be calm. However it is like this. We practice what's called bare attention. Where awareness and the sense door experience come together in the most simple fashion. Temperature. The body is cool or warm. It doesn't need any naming or interpretation at all. The breath comes and goes. The chest and abdomen rise and fall. No interpretation is needed. There's just this. We attend to the very beginning of the breath. we notice its coming into being, its lifetime, its descent, and its disappearance. We also notice that it's quite commonly we fall into trances, into fantasies and stories. And then mindfulness arises once again. There's a saying in the meditation world, there's nowhere to get to. You're already here. There's nothing to attain. You are already it. And so we bravely sit down in the midst of the present moment. And there's no telling what will emerge. We cultivate concentration and mindfulness and persistence and tranquility. And we may encounter fear or panic or bliss beyond our imagining or simple doubt or sloth and torpor. These are all the scenery of our lives. And we remain in that position of non-judgmental observation. Like a true scientist, observing how the breath emerges out of nowhere. It's always now, isn't it? The mind wanders off and becomes embroiled in a story. Or there are memories or plans. The mind spinning these webs of meaning and perception. For a while, we get to just watch it all. Sometimes impatience arises. The important things that remain to be done in our day arise. Doubt then arises sometimes as, why am I doing this? These are moments to examine the dukkha which is present, the unsatisfactoriness. And always, as the foundation of our practice, I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. That says a lot, that little statement. I aspire to love and accept myself exactly as I am in this moment. Opening up perhaps to the life of the body, all the way from the feet to the legs to the pelvis. To the back, from the sacrum all the way to the top of the back. From the pubic bone into the solar plexus and the abdomen, the chest, into the fingers and thumbs, to the arms and armpits and shoulders, the neck and the throat and the face, the eyes, the cheeks. The whole body is alive, and it breathes. It is my intention to love and accept myself exactly as I discover myself right now. Inevitably, we discover some discomfort, physical discomfort, emotional discomfort. Maybe a broken heart. Maybe the pain of an illness. Maybe just the suffering inherent in anxiety or depression. Whenever I'm hurting, no matter how, I intend to hold myself in sweet compassion. time and again, and then again and again, settling into our meditation seat like a rock, conscious, aware of the mind when it wanders, and truly letting each breath invite us home. And let us imagine that there sits at the very center of our hearts a tiny little golden image, shaped exactly like you are. It's a little golden Buddha or Kuan Yin or whoever your archetypal inspiration might be. And imagine that flowing through that spot, that portal into you, comes your life energy. We could imagine it to be a golden light full of love, acceptance, flowing out of the heart, into the body, down into the legs and feet and abdomen, up into the shoulders and arms and fingers and face and eyes. Let it go to the places in you that need healing, that want comforting. And we could put words to it. May I be happy. May I be free from fear and danger. May I live with ease and grace. May I be liberated. May my life become one great sigh of gratitude. May I remember to wake up right now. Or simply, I love you with your name at the end. A little golden being. And some people visualize easily, others don't. Sometimes it's just the words or just the intention. Wish yourself well. The deepest heart's longing is to feel safe and loved and loving and connected. And now let's imagine that that little golden being that's shaped exactly like you grows. It grows until every pore matches yours. Every hair, every tooth. And so the skin of this luminous golden Buddha being becomes exactly contiguous with yours. In fact, it is yours. And feel the tingling, vibratory nature of the body right now. The sound of a Wookiee comes in. Letting your body become a transmitter. In all directions, in front of you, behind you, to the left and the right, above and below. Letting your deepest, most loving heart wishes go to an imagined friend, a colleague, in all directions to all beings. Beings of the air, the earth, and the water. To all of your many forms. May all beings everywhere share in the merits of our practice. And we can decide, shall we go through the world today as the Buddha? Or shall we perhaps let this golden being shrink down to the usual place in the heart, available at any moment? May all beings everywhere share in the merits of our practice. And when the eyes open, let them be the eyes of blessing, the eyes of gratitude, as you see your friends on the journey this morning. Seeing one another, seeing and knowing it. Reminding us of Bahia, who got it. I received a really very crisp and beautiful statement of a similar thing, which it goes like this. This is from an email. My life is changed by the practice. I can't express how grateful this mind is. The stories in this mind recently became so apparent, including the story of being the victim and the resulting resentments this created. It is incredibly powerful to see how these stories guided how I lived in the world and being able to forgive them and let them go now. Having that insight has given me new life and joy that is indescribable. And then one last thing to share. While walking this evening, an insight surfaced about the experience versus the mind, interpreting the experience. The mind is an extra layer. Experience exists independent of the self. If I am gone tomorrow, the crows I hear today will continue to caw. The wind that hits my cheek will continue to blow, and the rain that makes me wet and cold will continue to fall. My experiencing of those events is not dependent on my brain interpreting, but this body being there. It is happening. It is happening. Elegant. This moment is like this. Jim is conducting a movement and mindfulness and poetry adventure tomorrow morning. Oh, hang on.
Thank you, Robert, for the reminder. It's coming up in 24 hours, approximately. I hope you can come, all of you. That would be fun.
In the next day or so, I hope, you will receive an invitation to participate in an 8-week class Wednesday nights. We will read the incredibly lovely little book, What the Buddha Taught by Walpola Rahula. When one travels in Thailand, interestingly, in hotels that international travelers frequent, the What the Buddha Taught is the book that's in the top drawer of the dresser. It's a fine, very fine, clear description of practice and the Dharma. So with that, I will say, has something in your heart that wants to be spoken? Some words of encouragement or some words from the edge of difficulty? Peons of joy from moments of awakening. I think I got that word wrong. Peons. I don't know how you say it.
Hi, Robert. Dave Mayer.
Hello,
I wanted to
Mr.
thank you
Dave.
for that lovely story this morning. I've, of course, heard it before from you, but for some reason it really resonated today and took me on a wonderful trip through the psyche and experience, and actually had that ability to just experience awareness and then all of these things that were there. But then I've had this before, and I'm hoping you can elaborate on it. you phrase like at the end of your meditations, observe the intention to open your eyes, and then the intention for this to come up. So I'm sitting there just aware of awareness and everything else existing in awareness, and then intention comes up. Mm-hmm. Who is intending? Where does intention, is that just a mystery of because I don't think it's the ego Dave saying I want it because it just sort of came up out of nowhere. Of course, the intention to open the eyes occurred because it was your suggestion, whoever you might be. Is there a Buddhist talisman for what is intending, what or who is intending?
No one is intending, there is only intention. And the practice of intention, before training, there's no capacity to observe intention. And it's really important because then, the 12 steps of dependent origination, there's that place where there's contact, feeling, and then there's craving, and then there's grasping. And that's where we continuously break the cycle of the robot. So we're noticing, before I speak, let me be clear that what my intention is, that the intention is to speak. Before I press send, before I step off the curb. And so one does things like standing meditation, standing, intending to step. And then with food, intending to reach. This is like on retreat, obviously. And so then it becomes more and more obvious that there's a place of intervention and there's choice, so to speak. And then the clouds clear even more, and there's the realization that intentions arise spontaneously by themselves and no one is intending. And there's no one home doing anything. But the Theravadan, this meditative approach, starts with the chaos of an untrained mind and the chaos of an untrained life, and then discovering, there's suffering. Well, then I'm going to take charge of this, and I'm going to practice, and I'm going to develop I'm going to strengthen my ego and learn how to deal with emotions and so on. And I'm going to do all this so that I gain some control of my life. And I will practice to do that. And then deeper and deeper, the way the insight opens, I can't say ultimately because I think it continues forever, but is to the realization that there's no one doing anything anyway. But it's as if, we practice as if there were someone or something to use intention. And it's a very useful strategy. And there's no way we can think it through. This is what I'm just describing now as a kind of a sketch of my experience of it. And yeah. How's the boat driving going?
It's great. I've got one this afternoon. The public tours are done, the ones where people can walk up and get tours, but lots of birthday parties, anniversaries. It's a lot of fun.
Do you ever break into song for them?
No. Well, I did once actually. I pulled out a Italian O Sole Mio or something like that because you're on a canal, you're on a big card, and it was a joke. It's not.
I was thinking that you should wear a white and red striped shirt and sing some gondolier song. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, most people don't come to the boats for that, to be honest.
I see. Well,
They come to get drunk
I
or,
see.
celebrate a birthday or something.
Got it.
However, if you come to Virginia, Richmond, I'll be happy to take you out and sing to you.
All right. I have never been in Venice long. I was there twice over my lifetime, and I never saw a gondolier sing either. They were working hard, making people move around.
Well, I've been to the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas, and I've seen it.
Who was that? That's funny. Oh dear, I'm tickled. It must be true. So, anything else anyone would like to share, please?
Robert, this is Anna.
Hello, Anna.
Hi. I wanted to say thank you for especially today practice. I feel that for somebody like me who is in the starting stages, the beginning stages of insight meditation, it really helped me from the beginning to the end, the whole and the intention thing, because I struggle with not with that, but I struggle with staying present because my mind kind of goes, it's like, I need to continue to learn. But you say something in particular today that I wanted to just check in with you, like when you say love yourself as who you are right now. I have a family member who's struggling, and I want to share that with him because I feel he's not loving himself right now. He tells me that often, that he hates who he is right now. So, how can I pass that to him without making him believe that the wrong choices is not what he's gonna love? Because it makes me think, like, if I say, hey, love yourself as you are right now, also means love what you're doing, which is wrong. So if you have a way for me to share that, I'll appreciate that.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.
That statement is rooted in a statement that I heard from Achan Sumedo, one of the great elders of my tradition, of our tradition. It really changed my life, I would say. He said, let's remember what love means. Love means there's room for everything. So it's not an emotion so much, it's a willingness to be present with what is. And so in the context of the meditation, anything but love is violence. I'm sitting here, and this mood emerges, or this thought emerges, or this horrible thought, or this very beautiful, blessed thought, and the fact is that it has arisen. It already exists. And so to not love it means to be at war with reality. That doesn't mean that one's actions, that one should condone or not rein in actions which are unskillful. There's the whole teachings of the precepts about not killing and not taking what's not freely given and so on. So to love oneself, to love that which one experiences right now, doesn't mean that in the next moment, well, I will refrain from taking this drink, or I will refrain from speaking these violent words, or that's a different thing. So restraint is very important. But then when one fails, or if one succeeds, that already exists. And so the only sensible thing is to love that, is to accept that. Now, how you say that to your family member, I don't know. But maybe you could be it. I know you could be it. That you could be loving of yourself, and anything that you try to share with this person, I think you said he, it may or may not be received. We don't have that much influence with other people, really. That reminds me, I had the privilege a long time ago. Oh boy, Joseph Wheelwright and his wife, I forget her name, the earliest Jungian analysts in the United States. They both trained with Jung in Germany before the war, and they're long deceased now. And they came to Portland, and he said two things that I'm remembering. One was he was leaving, and the war. They could see the war coming, and he knew he wouldn't see Jung again because Jung was old. And he left, and then Jung called him back at the door. And he got there, and and he was ready. He was ready for Jung to say, "You're doing a great job in America, and I'm proud of you," and so on. And Wheelwright said, or Jung said to Wheelwright, if you get back to America and everybody likes you, you're in deep trouble. Goodbye, Wheelwright. That was the other. That wasn't the one I started to set off to. Hang on. I love that because it appeals to my everyone must like me patterning. Hang on. There was something here that was relevant to our getting a little anxious now. It's like, oh no, I lost it. Let's see if it comes back. Oh yes. Jung said to Wheelwright, or Wheelwright asked him, well, what about giving advice? He said, okay to give advice to my clients. And Jung's reply was, sure, give them as much advice as you want. They won't follow it anyway. It doesn't matter. And so that, I think, is worthwhile keeping in mind with our family members. All we can do is say, I wonder if you're open to hearing any suggestions on how you might deal with this differently. And if they say no, then okay. Because they're autonomous people. They're completely separate from us, and just because they happen to be in the same family doesn't mean there's even much relationship, really. And so you can try, but be very delicate with it, because we can't harass or we can't make people do we can't make people do what we want. However, if we can make them do what we want and they do it for the wrong reasons, then we're going to pay for it. Right? If they do it because we forced them. I don't know. That was a lot of words. I hope it's helpful, Anna.
That last phrase that you shared was very powerful. Thank you so much for everything.
Mm-hmm. I just remembered an old Sufi saying, if you meet someone who's asleep, let them sleep. They may need the rest. And it's sometimes not our job to call people's attention to how they could be better, even if we're right. Quote.
Robert, it's Sandra.
Hello, Sandra.
Hello. I just wanted to say what a great influence you've been on me for demonstrating how to laugh at little mistakes or things that don't go the way they ought to. You know, in the past, I would just get mad, but now I'm just laughing like you. So it's very helpful to laugh at the little irritations of life. Thank you.
Makes me think of my former partner, Nancy, without whom PIMC would not exist. You know, Ruth handed me the first check for $10,000, and I went and said, here, create a center. And I went, ack! And Nancy started looking for churches that came up for sale. And one day she showed up with 3 different churches with all the, you know, the printouts and so on. And we started visiting churches. So, but anyway, she was quite funny. And she had a saying, which was, life without a sense of humor just isn't very funny. Well,
Robert,
a voice.
it's me, Tamara.
Hello, Tamara. Oh, there you are, way up high. Hi.
Speaking of a humor, where'd that Wookiee come from?
Oh, that's my ringtone from my phone.
Good.
It is, isn't it? I usually remember to turn it off, but I forgot. It's an obnoxious ring, but it does get my attention.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, shall we sing our way out into our lives? Oh, look at this sun, light. Huh, it's cloudy, but sunny. Both. So I will not see you tomorrow, but I'll be here on Sunday at 10 and then Monday once again. So do have a wonderful, mindful day. I wonder what will happen today. No idea, really. I have a plan, but we'll see. So please unmute if you wish, and we'll sing our way home. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Bhavatu Sabe Mangalam. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thanks for coming to the party.
Thank you, Robert. Be well, Sangha.
Bye-bye.
Be well,
Bye,
be
everybody.
well, be well.
Who said that?
Ah, there it is. Hooray!
I got a surprise. Have a great day.
Goodbye.